Hi everyone, I'm back again. I am here to talk about the book I've been reading for the past couple of weeks. Again, another crazy 2 weeks. I just feel like it's just constantly crazy in my life at the minute. It's just, work and other stuff, other commitments, but, gets in the way of reading. But there you go, it's life, isn't it? Anyway, enough about my life. I'm here to talk about the book I've been reading, which is Stephen Fry's Moab Is My Washpot. Now, this is the first of 3 books that he's written about his life. I've only got 2 of them, but this is the first one. This covers the first 20 years of his life, and details, what it was like being raised in his family, all through his school period, a lot about school, especially because he, as he says in the book, he was 7 years old when he was sent off to boarding school, and it was something that at that time it's just what parents did. So he talks, the majority of this book is based around school because that was his life, that was his childhood and everything, the lessons that he learned, the people he encountered, that kind of thing. He does talk very lovingly about his parents and everything, and his family, his siblings. Roger, his older brother, when we first encounter him, is a bit well, I don't want to say cold, but he's a bit standoffish, just because you learn very quickly, and even writes this right after his first line of him being referred to, that in school, because he was the younger brother, he was no, when I'm with my friends, don't come near me, but other than that, it's fine. So we encounter him, the very opening of this book. He's on a train going off to boarding school for his second term. And he meets a new boy called Bunce who's crying on the train. He's just left his family and everything. And Stephen kind of takes him under his wing and explains the school system. And it's through his explanation that we learn the school system of, where it is and everything. So it's full of these little moments that are played out in, full script and everything, about his life and that. So it's not just a case of him writing, I was born on da 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 in da 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 da. He's very you can tell he writes, let me put it that way, with scripts and all that lot, because he's very poetic, and he really brings it to life in such vividness. It's really wonderful. So it spans, as I said, the first 20 years of his life, when he went through a lot of stuff. And I don't mean messed up, like abuse and all that, kind of stuff. What I mean by that is life lessons, and the people that he encountered, what he went through. He had issues, I mean, this is no secret or anything, with stealing, which goes up to the very end of the book, when he was put away for a while for theft and fraudery, and him questioning why he did that and his confusions and such, which links to what he's revealed later on in life with his mental health and such, which I think is probably going to be explored in the next one. As I said, I've only got 2 out of 3, and the second one covers his 20s. So he has just been accepted into Cambridge at this point in Moab Is My Washpot. But what I found so intriguing about this book is the way that he constructs it, because you have Stephen writes like the way he talks, in that he'll start on something and then he'll say a word, or refer to something, and he has to explain all the back story about that thing that he just referred to, and then he'll slot back to the main story, and you're wondering, okay, do I really need all this extra information? I don't know. But just as with Stephen in life, as I saw him at the Cheltenham Literary Festival a couple of years ago, I found him really interesting to listen to, and you'll see it on whenever you see him interviewed, or like QI or something like that he hosted, that having all that back information, it directly links to what he is actually saying, going forward and everything. So it's not like he's just giving you that information just for the hell of it, to show off or whatever. It's nothing like that. It directly links to what he's trying to convey to you, and it's brilliant. The reason why Moab Is My Washpot is the title he refers to in the book, and I think it's fantastic, because at first, I remember when I picked up the book years ago, and I thought, Moab Is My Washpot, what a weird title for a book, I don't get it. And he explains that it's to do with a passage in the Bible of walking through the desert and getting sand all over your feet, and a Moab is I think the Moab is the word for the washpot, or Moab, it relates to the time of it happening, and to obviously get the sand off your feet and all the dirt and that, you wash your feet. So the whole washing of your feet is cleansing away the dirt and the grime and everything. So it's, in writing the book, Stephen felt that it was very cathartic and really, washing away the dirt and sins of the past and all that lot. So calling it Moab Is My Washpot is pretty brilliant. I really like that. But the main thing that I really loved about this book is him talking about his sexuality, about being gay. Now, I've watched various documentaries with Stephen Fry, talking about such things and his mental health and everything, but I don't think I've actually seen him that I can recall, should I say, because I've watched loads of videos of him and stuff on TV of him and all that, because I really like Stephen Fry. Him talking like really in depth about being gay and the society's reaction to it and everything, and he really explores that in the book, and I found it fascinating to read. And I'm going to read you a bit of it. Where's my marker? There it is. Okay, so he's talking about misconceptions about being gay and having sex, and everything, and the different types of sex that gay men have, and he's just basically saying whatever sex men and women have together, we have together. It's what it is, and everything. So here we go. So ask yourself what thoughts go through your head when you masturbate. If the physical act and its detail is so much more important to you than love, then see a doctor, but don't spew out the sickness in columns, inches. It isn't nice, it isn't kind, it isn't Christian. And if the best you can do is quote the Bible in defense of your prejudice, then have the humility to be consistent. The same book that exhorts against the abomination of one man lying with another also contains exhortations against the eating of pork and shellfish, and against menstruating women daring to come near holy places. It's no good functionalizing. I can't even speak today. Functionalizing claiming that kosher diet had its local metaphorical purposes now defunct, or that the prejudice against ovulation can be dispensed with the superstition the Bible that you bash us with tells you that much of what you do is unclean. Don't pick and choose with a relevant text, or if you do, pick and choose the good bits, the bits that say things like, let he who has without sin cast the first stone, or love thy neighbour as thyself. And please, whatever you do, don't tell us that what we do, either in love or lust, is unnatural. For one thing, if what you mean by that is that animals don't do it, then you are quite simply in factual error. So that was just a little bit of it, because he goes on for quite a significant chunk of that section of the book about it. But I just found it so interesting to get it, directly from him. Look, this is the spiel that's out there. This is what we have to hear. Those who aren't straight, all the different things that we hear, and quite frankly, it's all bollocks. And I really love that. He never, he's very conversational with all of the book and everything that he has to say. He directly, links it to us on a personal level, I think. And I think is that thing. I know this may sound a bit weird, but of when you hit celebrity kind of status, you are not one of us anymore. You are separate. And he's going, look, I'm just one of you guys. I just happen to have gotten lucky with this, with my career and everything, and I've had ups and downs just as everyone. I'm a human being. This is how it is, and I want to talk about this, so let's talk about it. And that's fantastic. I love that about him. He's really, really great guy. I found sections of it so funny. I found sections of it so sad and tragic. All the characters that you meet along the way are so beautiful and vivid, and I really like. There's there's a moment in it where there is a boy who he likes, as a friend and everything, gets in trouble in a swimming pool, and Stephen saves him, comes over and helps him. And he, in the course of helping him out the pool, he puts his arm around the boy, and instantly everybody thinks that he's gay. And he's only about 12 at the time of this happening, okay, so it's not like he's 15, 16 or whatever and all that lot. But all the boys in the school turn on him, and he gets really upset, and he just happens to bump into a teacher who he tells, and teacher stands up in front of the school basically at breakfast, and gives him like 10 points or something for his house that he's in, because the school is split into various houses, and says that if anyone thinks that the act of saving another person's life and putting their arm around them to comfort a friend means that they're gay, then you're talking bollocks, basically. He tells the students in front of the entire school, and it's an absolutely fabulous moment. And after that happens, all the boys are slapping him on the back and cheering for him for getting those 10 points, kind of thing. So it's got these really wonderful moments in it. I loved how cheeky he was as a kid, and everything. He came out with some smart things, I'll say that. And of course, in later life, with issues with theft and everything, and why he did what he did, and trying to figure out who he is. And I was quite surprised how often he changed schools and stuff like that, because of various things. But the ending with him getting into Cambridge was a really beautiful moment. I loved it, and even like the moments when he was going through the court system and everything, and his wonderful family for not giving up on him. It's a beautiful book, really, really lovely read. Had such fun reading it. I'd strongly recommend it to anybody who's interested in reading about Stephen Fry. And I'm really happy to go on to the next one, and I have a feeling that with the next one, because he's written 3, I've only got 2. I'm going to desperately want to read the 3rd one now after I finish the 2nd one. But I've only got the 2, so, that's life, isn't it? In fact, if I'm able to get hold of the 3rd one, then I'll put it in the jar, but I don't know when I get to it, so we'll just have to see. But yeah, that was my thoughts on Stephen Fry's Moab Is My Washpot. Really beautiful, very frank, very well written. Oh, I just really liked it. I'd like to talk about more about it, certain events and that, but I don't want to spoil, too much for you guys if you haven't read it. But the thing that he's trying to convey is, kind of things of the agonies of childhood that you go through, no matter how old you are or something. They are the same. It's just, technology shift or something. That's the only difference. But the things that he questioned was so interesting, and I love the fact that he was very open to love and questioning love, religion, all that lot at a very young age, which is quite different from his peers. But he was willing to ask the question. He had the courage to ask the questions. And okay, yes, he went down dark paths and all that lot, but he's come out the end of it really great, intelligent man, who's a treasure, and I really like him. So yeah, that's my thoughts on Moab Is My Washpot. Sorry for that, getting my tongue tied during my reading, but oh well, like that happens, live, video, so. But yeah, have you read this book? I'd love to know what you think. You can leave me comments in the comments box below, or you can give me a thumbs up or thumbs down, entirely up to you, I'll let you decide. And I'll be back with my video announcing what the next book will be, which of course will be the next in this series. But I'll do that as a separate video. Alright then guys, bye!